Evening. I know it's like extra late. Man, this is like the beginning of the nighttime shift for me some nights. But anywho, wanted to give you guys some good information. Let's go straight into it. For those of you who don't know, there have been some major changes in the credit world. And I mean, like, it's been a lot of changes quickly. I would say quicker than normal. In short, let me go ahead and go straight into why your credit score should be going up. If you have any medical debt under $500. So, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, they have decided to remove all medical collections under $500 from all credit reports. Okay. They just announced it, and they announced it earlier this week, but it has been officially confirmed. And so that any medical debt, let me go and zoom in. Oh, I'll leave it like this. But essentially, they've announced that all medical debt with the initial reported balance of under $500 has been removed from U.S. consumer credit reports. With this change, now nearly 70% of the total medical collection debt trade lines reported to the nationwide credit reporting agencies are removed from consumer credit files. This change reflects a commitment made by the NCRAs last year. For those who don't know what they're talking about from last year, and I'll jump in the comments in a little bit. Um, Last year, really, it started last year, but the rule was put into place a little bit before that, and essentially they gave us 6 months before a collection was actually placed on our credit report. So, for example, only with medical collections, though. So, for example, if you owed a hospital something or something like that, essentially you had medical debt and you didn't pay that medical debt, whether it was something that you were supposed to pay, whether it was something that your insurance company was supposed to pay. Either way, if it did not get paid, normally they would give it about 30 days or so, and then they would then add it to the credit report. But recently, they changed it to they must give you at least 6 months for that medical debt to be paid. Okay, so that was the case, and then it was, well, what if I had a collection but I paid it? So that was the second part, is that any paid medical debt that was still on your credit report has been removed. This is the third thing that they're now adding, saying that if you have open medical debt, regardless of the time frame, if it is under $500. So let's say, for example, you have five medical collections and each of them are $500 a piece. Okay, that means that all five of them will be removed from your credit reports. Okay, now let's say, for example, you have one medical, let's say, for example, a medical collection, and it ends up being $501. I don't know what they're going to say. Okay, so but as of right now, that's exactly where they're starting this whole thing off. So let's jump into the comments. I don't know if you guys got any questions. By the way, this is on YouTube as well as Facebook. I'm trying to keep Facebook is in the know as much as I can. So let me go ahead and go to my page here. Make sure you guys are there. If you guys got any questions, and make sure this volume is turned down. Okay, so I got Facebook up and I don't see. Okay, cool. You guys don't have any questions, comments, concerns on that. All right, let's swing on over to YouTube and let me see here. Going to showcase the screen. Okay, perfect. All right, so okay, good. All right, so YouTube's good too. But yeah, so listen, guys, I know this information came in a little late, but this is official. Okay, official that all medical collections under $500 will be removed. Okay, and then they go on to say our industry plays an important role in the financial lives of consumers. We understand that medical debt is generally not taken on voluntarily, and we are committed to continuously evolving credit reporting to support greater and responsible access to credit and mainstream financial services. Okay. They also said that we believe that the removal of medical collection debt with the initial reported balance of under $500 from the U.S. Consumer Credit Reports will have a positive impact on people's personal and financial well-being. Okay. And again, they go on to talk about, what they talked about last year is that they previously announced as of July 1st of 2022, all medical collection debt that has been paid, key word there, that has been paid, okay, by the consumer is in full, is no longer included in U.S. consumer credit reports. Even if it was settled, they really didn't trip as long as it showed a zero balance, okay? The time period before unpaid medical collection debt appears on a consumer credit report will also be increased from 6 months to 1 year, giving consumers more time to address their debt before it's been reported to the credit file. Okay. To further help U.S. consumers manage financial health during continued economic uncertainty, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion are also providing free weekly credit reports to the end of 2023. All right, guys. So, guys, that's huge for the credit bureaus to actually make these changes. And that means that they're keeping up with the times a little bit quicker. They know that people are man, late payments are on the rise, repossessions are on the rise, charge offs are on the rise. People can't make certain payments on time. And, listen, things are happening. And so they have to be, a bit more understanding because it's not like, I'm here. I get it. When people make mistakes, it is what it is. But they're trying to say, hey, we're keeping up with the times. We understand what's going on. I think that's huge because a lot of people have a lot of medical bills that are under $500. And this is going to be huge for a lot of people. Some people, they needed those points to qualify for a home, to get a car. So again, there have been people that have been denied apartments simply because of medical bills. So again, this is huge for the U.S. economy and, of course, just U.S. consumers in general. Okay. But again, thanks, guys, for being here per usual. Make sure you guys on Facebook, Instagram, and all those other platforms, make sure you guys DM me the word goals. If you guys want to get on my schedule for next week, this week as well as next week, I'll open up a few more slots. We do have about 10 more slots available. So that's pretty good, actually. So that's the goal was 20 people, and of course we got 10, but it's been a few days. So make sure you guys, if you want to get closer to your goals, we most definitely can make that happen for sure. And for you guys who are watching on YouTube, be sure to email us at info@the850club.com, and I'll put the instructions inside of the description as well. Daniel's got a question. Daniel says, what if you're currently paying down medical debt? Do you stop paying once you pay it down to 500? That's a good question, Dan. Um, I don't know what the trigger is. So what they're saying is that it has to have an initial reported balance of under $500. So I'm not quite sure. But what I always tell people is anytime you have something that's in a gray area, I would say continue to keep paying it. And here, I'm going to let you guys know something real quick. Um, Continue to keep paying that medical debt, Dan. And then once it gets under 500, I would dispute it. That's what I would do. Okay. But again, here's the issue that we're not going into. Okay. We have to understand something. Just because it's not on our credit reports does not mean that we don't owe the money. Okay. Let me say that again. Just because they remove it from your credit report does not mean you do not owe the money. Okay. I've seen credit reports where people have had like 10 or 15 just medical bills that are 300 here, 200 there, 150 there, 400 here, right? And you have all of these medical bills that are just sitting there, right? And so, based on what they're saying, they're going to remove them from the person's credit report. But that does not mean that you don't owe the money. They still could take you to court if they wanted to. Okay. So keep in mind, what is on your credit report is not necessarily what's happening in the real world. In the real world, the money is still owed. Now, whether you want to go back and forth about that, that's between you and your insurance company. But I'm saying that to say, especially for people who are paying their medical bills, pay them down to 500. I would dispute it, and then of course keep paying on it because, again, guys, just because this is not saying don't pay them. This is just saying, hey, we're removing them. Your credit scores are going up if you have them, and then still make arrangements to make payments. Otherwise, check this out. You can have multiple collections and then they sell them to a collection agency and they buy them all at once and they just package them into one. Now you get a brand new collection, right? Because we know that things get bought and sold all the time. Okay, just like mortgages do. Debt is debt. Good debt and bad debt, but it's going to be the same thing. Good debt is sold by the secondary mortgage industry. Okay, bad debt is going to be bought by collection companies and all these other entities that are out there as well too. So just keep those things in mind. But again, this is going to help a lot of people, man. And we haven't even started talking about the FHA changes that are coming. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening in the FHA side of things. So let me make sure I am not missing out any comments, guys. So let's see here. 500 is such a low amount since that's what they charge for breathing hospital air. I like that, Miss Sharp. Good information. Good information on that for sure. What's going on, Colleen? Greatly appreciate you guys being here in the late evening. I don't know what y'all doing up. I was like, anybody can be watching this. Y'all will watch this in the morning, but y'all up and about, y'all out and about today. But either way, all right, guys. Thanks again for watching this. So here, spread the word out, guys. Medical bills under 500. It's coming off of people's credit reports. There's nothing they have to do, and because of that, you guys should be seeing a nice easy credit improvement. Give that some time as well too, guys. So I'm thinking usually when they do stuff like this, it usually take about 90 days or less. So we'll see how long it takes. So again, it's not, I don't know if it's like right away, but it's just essentially saying that, let's see here. Jointly announcing has been removed. Okay, so they're saying that it has already been done. So give it about, I would say, less than 45 days, and you guys should see that. Okay. There you go. All right, guys. Well, greatly appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you guys spread the word. We appreciate you all being here, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.